has written to the central bank of that country recommending that certain names be taken off the list of debtors barred from borrowing money in Nigeria's financial services sector. Joining us now from Abuja to discuss the latest developments is Ugochukwu Okoroafor, spokesperson for the Central Bank of Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, we know Geometric Power Limited and Ascot Offshore Nigeria Limited are among the companies that have been taken off the list. Can you explain quickly what informed this decision?
Well, you know, you have to understand, first of all, why we did what we did. We don't want to encourage any moral hazard. We don't want the gains of the banking resolution, which we had to be eroded. And we don't want people to get away with behavior that will undermine financial stability. Now, we extracted these figures and the data from the books of AMCON. And basically, we're a regulatory agency. We regulate AMCON. And it's on the basis of the information that we've got. But we understand that for some of them, they're not direct obligors. I think in a case or two, they are 100% owned by AMCON, and basically it's an AMCON entity. And these are all the things. And these things keep moving from time to time. There are some of them that have met the conditions of AMCON. So for us, the thing is to send out the message that the NPLs that we cleaned out of the banking sector should not find their way back. And now, people should not be encouraged.
Yeah, let me just come in here. Will you please clarify the implications of this directives? Are banks expected to unwind any lending they may have made to these listed companies? Well,
not necessarily unwind, but we don't want fresh credit going in. Because remember that, in principle, about 90% of such assets that they create are created with depositors' funds. And we don't want depositors' funds to be at risk. And like I said, we don't want to encourage profligate behavior and the moral hazard that comes from not punishing those who take loans without paying back. So at the end of the day, what we've done is that the loans that have been sequestered are no longer active in the system. The NPL level has fallen drastically, since these actions were taken. And we don't want them to creep back. We don't want the non-performing loans level to go up. So that's really the situation right now.
A final question. Has the central bank considered the impact of this move on the economy? Because some of these borrowers are, of course, very big players. And, does it reflect the central bank's commitment to safeguarding the banking sector?
Yeah, two things. One is that when you talk about being big borrowers, we also don't want big debtors that will have systemic impact in the long term. So at the end of the day, what we want to do is to ensure that we clean up the system, and we are creating new credit mechanisms or channels for credit transmission into the system. And we believe that those new credit transmission systems, and then the corporates and the commercials and the SMEs that can pay back, are the ones we would like to concentrate on. That is really the powerful message. And I think for those who understand, it means that we have a fitter, banks have better balance sheets, and they can take on fresh loans without any fear of losing depositors' funds.
Well, that's where we have to leave it. That's the spokesperson for the Nigerian Central Bank. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, in an era of fiscal austerity for municipalities, now is the time to prioritize and to focus both on outcomes and on the challenges of financing municipal service delivery capacities. Stakeholders are demanding effective implementation of strategies supported by examples of success and good practice. Joining us now to discuss the latest survey on South African municipalities